what the world has to offer in this action one, because this is where most human beings screw the pooch.
So a little one-person trampoline, very,
I screen shared it. Like, there's no excuse. Like, phone numbers are just out there. You just got to pick up the phone, smile, and dial. So.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Talk Sharon Morning Show, where we go over tips, tricks, ideas, and exercises to help make you the absolute best entrepreneur you can be, not only for yourself, but for the people you love and care about most. Good morning to everyone, and I've been trying my best to make my home office, home space. Again, shout out to my amazing girlfriend for supporting me on all of this stuff. She's a master organizer and such. So this episode is definitely giving praise to her on this one. And I wanted to go over a list of everything that I use and that I feel like I really need to function to work in a home office. I was talking with somebody yesterday, actually, and they're like, hey, I'm looking to start my business. I'm trying to work from home. What are the things that I need to help be more productive? And the list will definitely depend on the type of company that you have, the type of business that you're trying to start, or the business that you're already working on. Say if you work in an office and then you're trying to transition to more of your work at home. I know when I was a real estate agent full-time in Chicago, I would do my best to try and work in the offices just because it wasn't distracting. And we'll talk about distractions here in a moment, because that's the biggest con to working at home. But talking about how the convenience of it and trying to mix and have some type of hybrid approach, I really like that. I like the hybrid approach of I spend my mornings working here and then I spend my afternoons working at a different office. So it really helps me personally, but if I can get as much done, if I can just roll out of bed, if I can drink a little bit of water and I can get right to it in the convenience of my home, I feel like I get a lot done. So I wanted to talk about what I need to have present to have it in a home office. And then please let me know in the comments section if you like this video, give it a like, or if you like this channel, please make sure to subscribe to it. Without further ado, good morning, and happy Thursday. It is episode 313, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to get right to it. So here is a list of the items I need to work from home. And I guess we can go to the whiteboard, chalkboard. How's everyone doing this morning? Good? Are we excited for the day? I know I am. It's going to be a wonderful, amazing Thursday morning this morning. So this would be home office. Home office. And the first item that we would need is a laptop. The first item that we need is a laptop. I personally like the laptop more than the computer for my home office because the mobility of it. So as soon as I'm done working here in the mornings, I go somewhere to work. I go to another office to work in the afternoons, and I can just close the computer up. Boom, off we go. So mobility is a big thing for me and my businesses and what I do. So you got to ask yourself, is it worth getting a nicer laptop? Is really expensive. I got this MacBook Pro and I juiced it up, put a lot of beefier processors and RAM and all of this, the graphics card. So it was pretty expensive. It was over $3,000. But to me, it's like $3,000 and then mobility and a full-on business out of a computer, because I can honestly go without everything else. But this is number one for me, is the laptop. And I really like Apple's products. I'm a huge fanboy, so I go with the MacBook Pros. But the laptop is numero uno for me. So on to number two. Ask yourself, do you want a PC? Do you want to, whoever, my guy who edits my videos, he's big on PCs and kind of customizing different pieces. And that works really well for him, and it's cool to hear about. I just need something that I can like grab and go in an instant. Like I could go meet a client at a coffee shop with everything in my business in a second. So that is why that one means so much to me. Number 2 is a second monitor. So a monitor. So I actually just bought another monitor for this. It was like the Prime Day deal. I found the one with the perfect size and resolution. I have a second monitor here now. The quality's not as good as I'd like it to be. It's an older LG. It's actually a TV, LG TV. And I can show you guys my setup actually. So, and then we'll get to webcams here in a second. So you're going to get to see a different part of my office. So this is kind of my setup right now. And this is this would be my second monitor, and of course the laptop, and then I'll come back to show you the other stuff here in a second. We'll be bouncing around a little bit today, moving and grooving. Second monitor. Next one is webcam and tripod. What I was just moving around. So webcam and tripod. So I have the webcam and tripod. I'm going to start moving the screen a little bit so don't get dizzy on me. But this thing is on my cell phone, actually. I use my cell phone as a webcam. And then my girlfriend's wonderful mother bought me this cool tripod thing. So, and it's got extendable arms. It goes from, I think right now it's at 1.5 feet and it extends all the way up to like 4 feet tall. And I really like those, the adjustable height one, because you usually want your camera to be above your head versus below. You're like looking up my nose. It's just not as good. As you can see, my kind of when you're looking at me, you're like, yeah, I'd much rather be looking from above you than below you. And that's why I like the tripods and the adjustable height. But I use my cell phone, and I have an iPhone, an Apple 13 Pro, an iPhone 13 Pro. So, and that matches up and that works with the MacBook to use it as a webcam. The app that I use for that is called Continuity Camera. And that allows you, Continuity is one of Apple's features where everything connects seamlessly together, whether the camera, my phone camera can work from my laptop, or I can function off of my phone screen onto my laptop. The Continuity feature, it's pretty cool. So I like that. And that's what I use for my webcam and my tripod. The next one up is a chair. And this chair is really comfortable. It's just really low. Like I wish it was just higher up. Actually, it turned out, so I made this, I was complaining to my girlfriend a little bit this morning, and she's like, oh, we can actually just lower the desk. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, that works too. So we have this chair. I like it. It's comfortable. I like the design of it. I like the feel of it. And you should like your chair. This is something I'm like, oh, you can just get a hard chair. And it turns out if you're going to be sitting a lot, it's probably good. Whatever you can do to get yourself in a comfortable position. And I didn't know this, and we'll talk about this when I get to the keyboard part, but you should have your elbows. You should have your hands below your elbows when you're typing, if at all possible. This is a huge reason why stand-up desks can be so good, because your posture is so good. And just chairs, you're going to be spending a lot of time in them. Sometimes it's worth to just fork over the dough to get something comfortable. And we've been really lucky with rummage sales and looking through that. So you can probably get some of the side equipment like this. I need to write down chair before I move on to the next one. Chair for number 4, and then number 5. This is also, so the chair and the desk you can get from rummage sales more dominantly than others. And number 5 would be desk. Sorry, I'm writing back and forth cursive and stuff. It's hard for me. I'm actually left-handed. It's hard for me to write right-handed and print versus I can do it with cursive. Not too bad. Number 6 on our list. So after you get a desk, you want to make sure you get a nice desk. Have it make sure it's wide enough. So as you saw with my setup, this desk, this one could be a little wider. See how it's a little cramped over here. So if you could get something a little wider, it'd probably be nice. But overall, it's it's definitely awesome. And also, like we were talking about, it turns out you can actually adjust that height over there. So we're gonna pull that down a little bit, but okay. So that was my desk. Now we're on to number 6. Number 6 is the chalkboard wall. The chalkboard wall. This was, I think, my favorite, well, aside from the laptop, because it's so functional. But number 6 would probably be this wall. So this chalkboard wall, having some type of chalkboard and canvas. So if you can dedicate a whole wall space, I know not everyone can do this at home, but you can buy this paint. It's thick as mud, and you just lay it over. Make sure to put 2 coats on it, or else you can possibly scratch it or scratch through it. Let it settle for a day, put another coat on it, and I promise it's worth it. But we have the chalkboard wall. And as you can see from this, like, look at how much value I'm getting out of this chalkboard wall, just making tons and tons of content. I'm going to be talking on here for decades, and just how many ideas can I get onto here? How can I better convey my message of what I'm trying to get off as a life coach, someone who helps you become a better version of yourself? How can I do this? I can think of 1,000 different ways, and we're going to have 1,000 different episodes to help convey this. And the chalkboard, I think, really helps make a huge difference. It just gets your ideas out there, helps you stand up, move around, kind of more like you're giving a speech, because one of my goals is to become a better speaker. So it's like, how can you set your environment up to help you become the person that you want to become? And I think having a chalkboard, coming up here, writing, getting things out, having a little pressure as you're writing through it is good for you. So, all right, on to number 7, and that was number 6. Next one up is we have a whiteboard. So this one you guys don't get to see very much on the show. God, if I can spell. Whiteboard. Okay. So on to here, so we have, I have another whiteboard, and then this is what I pretty much use just to get more ideas out. So this is one of the ideas on the show coming up. So who are you helping? How are you helping? And what results are you going to help them get? And I use this maybe for idea generations, or I like to use it for to-do lists quite a bit. So, but it's pretty handy because sometimes we'll have stuff already written up here on the board. And I think just it doesn't hurt to have more creative space, just getting all your thoughts out. I've always really enjoyed that part of having a home office, is just getting the board out, kind of spraying it all on there, and then also being like, oh crap, I still have this over here to do, and then we're moving it over, and then we're working on it, and yada yada. So I do like I like the whiteboard as well. On to the next one. I already need another piece of chalk. The next one we need is a keyboard, mouse, and wrist pad. So this one is one I just got recently. For some reason, I'm drawn to the colorful lights. It's on alternate colors. And then right below here, this is a wrist pad. And so if you type a lot, like I've been trying to type and write a lot, and if you don't have this wrist pad and you don't have a way to so you can see on the back here, I need to put this chalk down for a second. I get chalk all over the place, by the way. And you have these little pedal things that hold the keyboard up a little bit, gives it propped up. And then this helps your wrist kind of prop up, and it just makes it more comfortable. Depending on how much you're writing and how much you're typing, I enjoy that quite a bit, and I find it very, very helpful. And then additionally, we have a mouse, and there's something about you have a laptop. We talked about the number one thing we need for a home office is a laptop. You can get a PC, whatever you prefer. I like the laptop because it's on the go. But when you get a mouse and you get a keyboard, I really like it because you're just putting less wear and tear on the laptop, because I'm going to need to be typing it no matter what. And if I'm going to a coffee shop, I'm going to be hitting those keys. And then if I bring it home, I just like taking a break. I like to be really easy and gentle on my tech stuff just because, well, it's super expensive and I like to treat that stuff and make sure it lasts a long time. And these are just ways to help guarantee it, because the software, the RAM, the memory, I got over a terabyte of memory in this thing. Like, I put so many things into this that it's supposed to help it last a lot longer, and you can continue to have software updates. And MacBooks have been notorious for lasting a long time. Their phones, not so much, but their laptops do last a really long time, especially when you take care of the keys, the speakers, the screen, and all of these other things that have natural wear and tear from moving, because your laptop is going to have a lot more wear and tear and getting beat up a little bit from being out in the world compared to something like a PC that just sits at home. So mouse, wrist pad, and keyboard. So that was number 8. Let's go ahead and get it on the board for everyone. Mouse, wrist pad, and keyboard. Okay. So what are we on to for number 9? It would be our chest timer. You guys have seen this sucker before. I think it's absolutely crucial. All you do is you decide that you want to work on something, and then you get your timer going, and while you're working on it, so while I'm on air, or say if you want to be a writer, if you want to create videos or something like this, then while you're working and you are being productive, you got one side going. And then once you get distracted, say, oh, wow, I'm hungry, I need some water. You leave the room, you click it over there. And this has been really helpful for me to just prove and show how much time I'm really wasting in my day, or how much time I'm just spending on productivity. I don't like the word wasting. I'm trying to be gentle, a little more gentle with myself. We're making tons of progress. It's all going great. But just for clarifications, I think it's really hard to manage what you don't measure. And this chest timer has been really, really helpful for that. So when I'm on task, I get to click it over to the side. When I'm off task, I click it over to this side. Easy enough, right? Okay, cool. I can turn that bad boy off. So that would be number 9, our chest timer. This chalk is not writing very well. There we go. Sometimes the chalk gets like on an end or a tip or something, and it's like way too hard, and then it kind of just like digs into it versus actually writes out. So, okay. Anyway, on to the next one. Number 10, a file cabinet. I'm kind of running out of space here. Follow me over here. File cabinet. And this one we kind of keep over to the side. I have a very basic one. I don't even think we'd have a file cabinet if it wasn't for like the real estate stuff. And kind of got some side stuff going on in there. But we have the file cabinet mainly or for tax documents. I have a few rentals that have government tenants, like the government pays for them to live there, and it's a ton of paperwork. It turns out the government, it guarantees your payment, but man, they're going to make you cross your T's and dot your I's to get your money. That's one thing I've learned. Risk versus reward, right? Go figure. I should have known that, but they're good people. It makes sense. It works. I get paid every quarter instead of every month. It's worth it to me to kind of hold on to this one. But so this one duplex in particular, it's got both government tenants. It's together. It's all one thing. The inspections are easier this way. And I like it, so we're going to keep doing it that way. But anyway, you got to have a lot of paperwork if you're going to be working with the government. And just rental properties in general, leases, inspection forms, just like contracts in general, it's really helpful to have file cabinet on file. So that's why I like that one. Or that's why we have that one. And then my girlfriend's just a mad organizer, so we have that kind of stuff anyway. And then number 11 would be a printer. Kind of liking this episode. We get to play show and tell, but this is my printer over here. Nothing crazy, just a basic HP one that we got over there that works for us. So, a basic HP printer. It turns out I still need to print it for my coaching company. I actually do need a printer because I print stuff out. I'll print out coaching exercises. This is kind of tilted, driving me crazy. Where I'll print out these coaching exercises and still work on it, but mainly I use the printer for all my real estate stuff. Like I got to print out today for that government property I was telling you about once a year, and it's actually that time of year. It's due August 1st. I got some time, but trying to be a little ahead of the game. I got to print out my utilities because they pay for the utilities, and then every year you have to submit the utility. So I print out all the paperwork, and then I send it off to her. I get it scanned, and I send it off to her. It gets signed, yada, yada. And they need wet signatures for a decent amount of stuff. They can't do electronic signatures for everything, unfortunately, and so I still need a printer for that stuff. But a printer is very, very helpful. That's all I had for my office tips was these 11 things. Did I miss anything? Was there anything in your office that you need to help make your work situation more enjoyable, more productive on the things that you know that you need and you want to get done? I think the greatest thing about working at home is it's convenient. The greatest con of working at home is it's too convenient. So I have the kitchen 5 feet from me. Maybe I eat too much. Maybe I'm walking over and doing this, or maybe I'm just getting distracted. We have a dog and 2 cats here, and it's like, oh, well, hey, little furry buddy, let's go for a walk or something like that. So, but I'm not feeling it. So the greatest pro to working at home, I think, can also be the greatest con. So you got to balance it. Maybe ask yourself, know yourself. I don't do too bad working from home. I think I am. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't more productive if I just worked in an office outside of my house all day, every day. So if you want max productivity, I would say going to an office is actually the best way to go. But for me, like, I'm just not in a huge rush to, like, my businesses are growing. I'm putting myself in the right direction. I work every day. I stop when I'm tired. And I think I'm going to avoid burnout. And I think I'm just enjoying my life a lot more doing this. So this is why I do this. And if you're trying to save up money and reduce your expenses, working from home is not a bad gig. It's the landlord's really generous here. And so you just get a free office. You know what I mean? So if you're trying to reduce your expenses, maybe working from home is what you need. If you're having a hard time being productive, if you need to be held accountable, coaching is so crucial. If you need a coach to help you be held accountable, if you're looking for a challenge or something to really get yourself going and become the best version of yourself, we have 6-week challenges that can help you do that. Other than that, that's all I had for this. And the last I kind of had a pro tip. And really, the pro tip for today would just be reduce distractions. Reduce distractions. Is everyone having a good morning this morning? So really, the ultimate goal, if you do choose to work at home, if you do compile this, you get your monitor, you get your keyboard, you get your wrist support, and you get everything that you can need, like a chalkboard to write all of these amazing ideas out on. Just do your best to try and reduce your distractions as much as possible. One of the greatest things is that my phone is my webcam, so it locks up onto there. And if I really need to call or text somebody, I can do it from my laptop. But I do a good job of just not doom scrolling on my phone because it's just already set up there and it's just working as a camera. So I don't got to worry about it kind of distracting me, because that's usually my number one distraction. As we talked about yesterday, we talked about change and what you can do and what you can't do. I think the phone placement thing has been really helpful for me to be less distracted so I can do the works that I need to do at home. But that's all I had for this morning. You guys got to see another part of the room other than just this wall behind me. So What'd you think? Do you like my office setup? If you really like this content, please make sure to like this video. If you're still hanging around and watching this video with us, make sure to like the video. Please comment what you would want or you need or what you have as your favorite item in your office today. And additionally, if you think you know somebody who could benefit from this content, from this video, please share it on your own social medias. It means the world to me as we're trying to gain exposure. All righty. Good morning, and awesome. Good morning to you guys. Fantastic. And I'm glad that we got this stuff out there. If you guys need any help, if you need a coach in your corner to help you on your personal and professional journey, talk to Tanner, reach out to me. We got 6-week courses and one-on-one trainings that can help you elevate to the best version of yourself. And in case you needed to hear it today, I love you. You're a badass. You got this. Let's go have an amazing, incredible day. Start our day strong to finish our day strong. And I'll catch you guys all in the next episode, bright and early of Talk to Tanner Morning Show, 8 a.m. Central Standard Time with episode 316. By God, 315 this morning. On the 316 this morning. We're not stopping until we get to 1,000, baby. So I hope you guys enjoy the ride. I know I'm enjoying it. Get some work done today. Enjoy yourselves. Peace out. I'm out of here. I got stuff to do today. I got some coaching sessions in like 10 minutes, so I got to bounce. But enjoy yourselves. Love y'all. Until next time.